Hi everyone. This is Sonia, half of the duo of Sonia and Sabrina. And Sabrina lives in London and I live here in Chicago. So we're going to start be doing some of these videos and some Facebook Lives, but we'll be doing them separately, obviously, because we live in different parts of the world. And we would love to get started with, like I said, Facebook Live, but I'm a touch nervous to go live. So I'm going to start with a video or two to kind of get myself warmed up. Sabrina and I just returned from a week-long vacation in Costa Rica with our beautiful mother, Sonia Choquette, and my most fabulous best friend, Haley, who was able to come and join us on our adventure in Tamarindo, which was like so incredibly nice. While we were down there as well, our family friend, my mom's friend, and our friend, Lilu Mace, who is an incredible interviewer, and she's got this fabulous YouTube channel called Lilu TV, and she travels all around the world interviewing all sorts of spiritual teachers, thought leaders, and she came down to visit for the week with her fabulous fiance Mikael, and she was kind enough to interview Sabrina and I for our new book, You Are Amazing, a help yourself guide to trusting your vibes and reclaiming your magic. And it was really it was like the first time I've been interviewed for this book with my sister, which was so exciting. Like I said, I've been working on this book. I first started this book in 2010 when I first graduated college. So that's a long time. It's like 2017. That's like 7 years. Like if I would have had a baby, if this book was a baby, it would be 7 right now. Or I'd be pregnant for 7 years, which would have been a really awful long time. My God. But so that really was a really wonderful experience, and starting to like claim and really feel like this is an actual thing. You know, I feel like I've told all my friends, I'm like, I'm writing a book. I wrote a book. I'm like, where's your book? Well, it's coming. May. My goodness. But it was like I said, Lilu was such a great interviewer. Thank you, Lilu. If you don't know her, I would highly recommend checking out her YouTube channel and her Instagram and her Facebook. She does videos all the time and is really great at what she does. So it was an honor. Thank you, Lilu. Thank you. We had so much fun and we're super pumped about it. You know, so that was great. Like a real beginning experience. I feel like I'm learning to just talk about it and be on camera. So thank you for doing that. And you know, Costa Rica was so needed. Now, the first day I was there, I was Snapchatting with, I was trying to show Haley the face swap feature on Snapchat, and I flipped my little, my front camera around, showed my beautiful face, and my phone decided to crash. Like the screen went black, I couldn't restart it, I couldn't do anything with it, it was like vibrate, so I had to just sort of let it go and decide that it was going to be phone free for the time that I was down there. And I can't tell you how awesome it was. You know, right now, especially in America, there's such a culture of, there's so much fear and there's so much intensity that's going on with, it's endless, and it's in this real time of uncertainty. So in wanting to really actually do some self-care, it was nice to unplug from everything. Unplug from my Facebook, from, Instagram, from my New York Times, breaking news headlines every 20 minutes. And just take some time to reconnect with myself and read some books and do nothing. Especially in American culture, we really can be of the belief that if you're not doing anything, then it's not worth, then you're basically wasting your time. We get really focused on accomplishing things as a way to measure our value. And there really can be a lot of value in getting quiet and just learning to be. I mean, that is an ongoing process. I'm sure anybody who's meditated or any monk will tell you that's a lifetime process. But I was grateful for the forced unplug because, you know, especially for me right now, I can get a lot of anxiety about what's happening right now in the United States, you know, with Trump and his administration in office. I can become really fearful. And when I can take some time away from all of the information and reconnect back with myself, it allows me to be centered and able to show up and be a force of good and a real leader in the world. You know, right now we're undergoing a massive awakening and a massive period of transformation, and it's really uncomfortable. You know, my mom always taught me that whenever, you know, whenever you're, you know, uncomfortable, that's when we really grow. And unfortunately, the circumstances are not the best, but, you know, I've seen more people engaged and awake and aware than I have in a really long time. So that's something that's awesome. But even in this time, it's so important to take some time to feel your well. You know, for me, like I said, I had the blessing of going to Costa Rica with my family and my phone dying and not being able to do anything about it. But even if you aren't able to do those things, you know, you can give yourself a little bit of room to breathe in order to find that ground. And maybe that might just look like taking a bath or, you know, just even getting off of your phone for 20 minutes, maybe not subscribing to the top of the line like, you know, the headlines at the top of the hour that keep coming in, the push notifications, and just, you know, maybe finding a few conscious times throughout the day to check in with the news or Facebook or social media or whatever, however you want to do it. I'm not advocating checking out, but I'm advocating checking in and really practicing finding that ground within ourselves, because otherwise it can just seem like an uphill battle that we'll never, ever be able to win. And that's not helpful to us, to the planet, to everyone. So, you know, right now, you know, like I said, I'm so happy for my forced unplug, and I would really, you know, recommend that you do something, whether it's even just like going for a walk. I know it's freezing outside in a lot of places in the world, but even being out in nature, even just walking alone, is a fabulous way to get us back into the present, get us back into our bodies, and you know, give us a place to disconnect from all of the noise and all of the chatter. And then we can go back to being badass activists and getting, you know, calling our people, calling our senators, getting involved, but just to finding that balance, because without it, it's like, oh, help me. I don't know, that's how I feel sometimes. But I just, you know, so I want to say I am sending you all my love. It's Friday today. I hope that you take some time this weekend to fill your well, whatever that is. You know, even at dinner, sometimes we would just have a moratorium on like conversations about Trump for the evening. We're like, all right, we're just gonna like take a time out just for right now, because as soon as you can keep talking about it, it can feel like all the deflation of all the energy in the room. And then, you know, and then really reframing it too in a way that, you know, we can make a difference. You know, we can show up, our voices can be heard, and in being awake and aware, we don't have to burn ourselves out. So that is my message. I feel like I know that you can't might not be able to go to Costa Rica, but I feel like maybe we can meditate, maybe go on YouTube, do one of those like beach YouTube experiences, you put it on your TV. Another thing that I love to do to kind of change the vibration is sometimes I do couch karaoke with my sister, which is a blast, and I feel like it's a really great way to just change the energy. And I'm so grateful for you to watch my brand new first video ever. Thanks for being patient. I am so grateful. We're so excited for this book. We're so excited to get to know you guys. We're so excited for all of this, and Sabrina will be signing on sometime next week, and we're going to start getting some traction. I feel like also, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please share them with us. I'm so curious to hear what you all think, and I'm sending you all of my love, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Bye.